Hey all, here are OS Reviews. You're watching our quick hands-on review of the Phantom True Wireless Earbuds. These are also known as the IP010 Plus, and for only around $40, they pack a surprisingly good amount of features, including a really large 2,600 mAh capacity battery, which claim up to 130 hours of playback time. That's one of the longest metrics I've seen in terms of battery life out of wireless earbuds, not to mention that these also have Qi wireless charging for the battery case. So you can put the battery case on a wireless charging pad. They use Bluetooth 5.0 and claim to have 6mm graphene enhanced drivers, so hopefully the sound quality should also be good in terms of clarity and giving us sufficient bass. The packaging itself is very simple. Inside we have just the earbuds themselves. We'll take a closer look at the battery case in a moment. And we also have accessories, which include a OTG adapter, which transforms the USB Type-C into a full-sized USB. This allows you to plug in your smartphone and use the battery case as a power bank in emergency situations. We also have a standard USB Type-C cable for charging up the battery case if you don't want to use wireless charging and set it onto a mat. And you also have some spare silicone tips to get a custom fit and the instruction manual. Taking a look at the battery case design, the only thing I don't like is the branding by the Amazon seller or distributor. I think this name here is too large. Nonetheless, the construction, despite being made out of polycarbonate plastic, does feel very sturdy. There's LED indicators, so I can close up the lid here and you can see they will begin charging automatically. And the back just features some simple branding along with the Qi receiver. So if I put it onto a Qi charging pad, you can see the charging just instantly starts and it turns blue there. So it will charge up the battery case in around 3 to 4 hours. It's a little bit slower than plugging it directly using Type-C onto a wall charger, just because the Qi charging in general takes a little bit longer. Still is pretty easy just to tuck away into a pocket. And as a quick size comparison, here they are next to the Apple AirPods and some more typical sized earbuds, which are very similar to Xiaomi's Redmi AirDots in terms of the size here. So they are a little bit larger, but it's not too dramatic. They will automatically turn on and enter the pairing mode once the battery door is opened. So what's interesting here is that it seems like the charging only starts when the door is closed, not because of any pressure applied onto the earbuds, but because there is a mechanism that's built into the hinge that acts as a sensor which turns the earbuds on whenever the door is opened. And you can see that the earbuds themselves do have a pretty elegant and modern looking overall design. They can be popped in with a satisfying click because they are magnetic, and afterwards they are pretty discreet looking. They just have an LED light strip which will glow and flash to indicate its pairing status. And then just like the AirPods, we have a touch-sensitive element that you can use to play and pause your music to answer or reject phone calls, although you aren't able to adjust volume directly on these. Overall, a pretty typical but solid design that for $40 you really can't go wrong with. Moving into audio quality and performance, in general they are very solid. Now occasionally, maybe once out of every 20 or 30 times, I would have to repair the two earbuds together just by putting them back into the case and then taking them out again, just because sometimes it would only pair with just one side, but those instances were pretty rare. And once connected, there is very little latency, so you can play and pause a track on YouTube or Spotify or on your device's memory, and it stays synced very well with each other as well as with the video if you're watching a short clip. So it's great for watching movies as well, and overall there's no annoying popping or any distortion that's too noticeable. So all in all, they are very clean sounding, which is again, very surprising for such low-cost earbuds. Now again, graphene drivers are typically reserved for more expensive in-ear monitors or earbuds, and in this case, I do feel like they're making a slight difference in the sense that there is a good amount of bass, certainly more than the average pair of earbuds that you'll find. So if you are listening to EDM-type music, there's a good amount of punch and heftiness there, but at the same time, mids and highs also sound very clean and detailed. Controls are also very sensitive. The lightest touch will register, so you can very easily play and pause your music without any problems. Overall, again, they pack a great amount of volume, good amount of clarity, and surprisingly good bass at a low price. And indeed, the battery life is awesome. Although the charge per cycle is not going to be the longest, at again 5 hours before you need to put them back into the case. Overall, that means the earbuds themselves remain pretty lightweight. I've been using this throughout the past week, and I haven't needed to charge it a single time, and that's with hours and hours of music listening. I haven't even noticed any real drop in the battery life of the case just looking at the LED indicator lights. weeks. So it's a pretty amazing battery. So that's been the Phantom True wireless earbuds. They don't really look like anything too exciting from the outside, but if you look a little closer, it's definitely a hidden gem in terms of value, just because we have one of the largest capacities I've ever seen at 2,600 milliamp hours, over 130 hours of playback time, built-in wireless charging, and graphene-coated drivers for only 40 bucks. Some potential weaknesses would be the fact that, again, the branding of the case I'm not the biggest fan of. I do think they should have just removed that for aesthetic purposes, and occasionally they need to be reconnected or repaired just by resetting them inside of the case. It's not as 100% accurate or working flawlessly. So these are definitely recommended if you're looking for low-cost, budget true wireless earbuds that pretty much packs the entire kitchen sink as far as features are concerned at one of the lowest price points and longest battery lives. So you can check out more details in the links down below if interested, but for now that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the Phantom True Wireless Earbuds, the IP010 Plus.